this poor little guy. I mean, this is completely our fault for not putting the lid back on the barrel. He's gone and got stuck, and he must have been in here for a while. But what we're going to do, I'm going to try and catch him, and we're going to transport him to the pondy bit at the bottom. So here he is. Hello. Hello. We managed to rather reluctantly get him to go in the watering can, but now it's a case of taking it down to the one that's actually suitable for frogs at the bottom end of the plot. So here we go. You never know what's going to turn up, do you? Out you go. There we are. Come on. You've got a ramp in this one. There we are. Oh, it's I know it's only a frog, but it's a good feeling, isn't it? Are you feeling like you're in a bit of a lull at the moment with your gardening? I am. I'll explain this in a minute. Yeah, after the madness of the last few months of sowing and planting out and all that sort of stuff, we always get to this time of year. So where are we now? So coming up to the end of June, where really we should just be able to take a seat back and look at what we've done and just enjoy it. But it's been really oppressive weather in the UK in the last few weeks, which has made it, for me, nigh on impossible to come up during the day because me and heat don't get on. So I've been coming up in the evening. I'm not a morning person, which has been beautiful, but it has limited the amount of time I've been able to spend up here. So what I'm going to do today, instead of like a proper tour where I take you around and show you every square inch of the plot, I'm just going to show you some of the successful things. and there's a few failures as well, which we can't help but come across. If you look behind me, you'll probably spy one of them. But yeah, and the other thing I would like to do though, because people have been asking, is give you a bit of an update on Mike's slug challenge. So if you're interested in deterring your slugs in an organic way, Mike's got an update, so we'll see how he's got on. One of the things you might have noticed on that first clip is behind me, I usually have the blackberry arch. This is the blackberry arch. Now, when I say we've had oppressive weather, we had the most incredible couple of nights with fantastic thunderstorms. And I've got to say, the bean cane stayed put, the fruit cane, everything stayed put, apart from this blooming arch. So it's actually one of these really, really cheap. I'm not going to say cheap and nasty. It's not designed to have a huge weight on it. I've had a couple in the polytunnel of the same sort for years, and they don't get much weight on because my melons didn't grow. But this has actually got quite a substantial blackberry on it, and it's only going to get heavier. In fact, it's actually covered in buds here, which is fantastic if they'll come to fruition. But I don't quite know how we're going to... I don't know. I just don't know how we're going to put it up again. So I think it might be a case of trying to rebuild it. It's completely snapped on that side. I was hoping we could just put a couple of rods up on either side, but we shall see. But at the moment, we're getting round the actual problem by just doing this. Just actually walking around the outside like that. So yeah, so it's sort of got used to it, which is always dangerous. But we are going to get a good crop of blackberries. We have got our first 8-ball courgette, and my daughter was asking the other day how you can tell when they're ready to harvest, and it's usually after the flowers on the end have fallen off, which you can see this has. So whereas I could wait for that to get a little bit bigger, I think that's going to be quite nice. I've never grown these before. Courgettes in all different shapes and sizes. We've actually got some Romanesco ribbed ones down there as well, but I'm going to leave that there for now. But while we're here, I'm going to call Mike over and see if he'll give us his update on the slug deterrence.
Well, since our last discussion about the slug defences, we've had a lot of rain and some of the slug defences have been washed away. So the one that's actually remaining at the moment, well, there are two remaining. One is the woolen pellet barrier across here on the right, and the other one, which is surrounding the biggest, healthiest plant here, is the natural defences. So that was the thorns and the sticky willy, which is dried out and things like that. Everything else is kind of washed away, but I think the good start that we gave them with those defences has led to them getting really well established and they're really healthy plants.
We've got quite a few broad beans starting to fatten up here, but if you look up here, there, this is what we get this time of year, and this is completely expected. Look at that. There, your black fly. Now, obviously, there are quite a lot of broad bean tips here, so, you know, to expect some ladybird larvae to come in and be able to munch the lot is perhaps, you know, being too optimistic. But what I will do, I'll go around and I'll chop off the very soft tips, because it's those bits that the black fly, look down there, the black fly are attracted to, and I will give them a very quick shot with a spray of water, and then, yeah, you know what, they'll weaken the plant a bit, but as long as the plant is producing these nice fat pods, I'm going to leave them alone. I've finally got my dahlias in the dahlia beds. These are the really lovely tubers I was sent from Farmer Gracie. I'll put a link down below, and as soon as I've put them in the ground, I feel like they've just doubled in size. But you can also see, if you look between the dahlias, that the apple tree is doing its thing. So at this time of year, if it's got any excess fruit that it's not going to be able to support, it will drop them, and it's known as the June drop. So don't worry if your apple tree is suddenly losing fruit. The gigantes and the borlotti beans are right at the top of the canes now, so it's time to, sorry for the wobbly camera, time to start nipping them off at the top, let them bush out a bit. But the ones that I planted from directly into the soil, oh, actually, you know what? They're not bad. They're okay, but I mean, obviously you can see the difference. Planted a lot later and planted directly, so they'll be sturdy plants though. But actually I'm looking into the middle, and we've got planted a whole load of kohlrabi down the middle, and it looks to me, let's just look about, oh yes it does, there's a telltale culprit here. There it is. That tells me that Mr. Pigeon's been feasting. Ah well, you win some, you lose some. It's got one leaf left. Might be okay. The sweet corn is looking really healthy actually. Again, that was so stifled in its pots that I think I only just got them in time. But if I show you the mini corn as well, there we go. This was planted first, but I've got to say, the plants aren't as big, but I don't know how, I've never grown mini corn before. I'm not quite sure what to expect, but they're looking very healthy. Now this is Sybil. She has got herself out by flying over the chicken-proof fence. You can see I still haven't put my onions and garlic away. Yes, this is Sybil. Sybil, you're going the wrong way. Come on, you want to go in your nest, don't you? Look. There we are. There we go. You'll see, I mean, the thing is, we've taken the little lid off to collect the eggs, but you can see her going in. There she is. There she is. They're never going to hatch, Sybil. Okay, so what I'm going to admit to here straight away is that I have broken the cardinal rule. I don't know if that's what that means, because it actually says contains live plants, please open immediately. And I got this yesterday, so I am sorry, but it was way easier to transport up here in a box than it would have been loose. That's my excuse. So I'm going to open it up now and put it on the table, and you are going to have a little guess as to what it is. I'm going to tell you, it's going to go in the greenhouse. It's going to go opposite where the grapevine. Oh, now what do I do? Right, okay. Oops, sorry. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I'm seeing this at the same time as you. Let's have a look. Let's move this out the way. Okay. Can you see? That. My goodness me. Can you see how tall that is? That is going to be, I hope, an incredible peach tree. Okay, I'll bring you in and show you closer. Oh my goodness. So when I say that I've actually, oh, where's going my dahlias? When I say I'm actually bringing you closer in, I've actually taken you further away so I can get both of us in. But yes, this is Peregrine, and he's a peach. She's a peach, it's a peach. They are a peach. And I mean, you look, I'm 5'6", but it is in a pot, as I say. So it will be reduced to about yay height once it's planted, because the idea is that we are going to be putting it in the greenhouse that's got the grapevine in, purely because we've got the polytunnel. So anything we want to grow, like tomatoes, cucumbers, any of the under glass produce that we want to grow, is in the polytunnel now. We don't really use the bottom greenhouse as much as we should. So, plus, actually, here's a point. Although the grapevine is incredibly wonderful to have, when it is absolutely full to brimming with grapes, you have to double yourself over to get through there. So yes, so this is going to go on the other side. And the idea is, I mean, I'm hoping that these bits have been trimmed, so I'm hoping they will bush out and grow. But the idea will be to gradually be able to bend these sideways. I mean, obviously we're going to have to put wires and things down and grow it as in a fan shape if we can. If we can only manage to get it in one corner, it might be that it all has to grow that shape. Do you know what I mean? So but we will see, we will see. So welcome Peregrine. I'm going to give him a really, really good drink of water. He is a bit floppy at the ends, but that's my fault for not opening it straight away. And I'll put him in the polytunnel until we're ready to plant him. But yeah, the only thing I've heard that might not work is from one of my patrons, Steve, and he said he's tried peaches before under glass, and he suffered from red spider mite. Now, we've never had it in that greenhouse before, but I am aware that, you know, hot, dry conditions they absolutely love, so we will keep an eye out for it. Speaking of patrons, I'll leave the link below. So yes, really looking forward to growing some. I mean, who'd have thought we could grow peaches in this country? Who'd have thought? Maybe we can't. But we'll keep you posted. Let me show you something though. I was really worried about these tomatoes. I thought they were scorched, because if you look at them, look, I thought maybe the leaves had touched the side of the poly when they were in the pots or something, but they are actually supposed to be like that. These are variegated tomato leaves, which I've never ever seen before, and these are from a variety called I think I'm pronouncing it right, Phelan's First Snow, which the lovely Jazz over at Alternative Smallholding sent me, and she said they're her favourite tomato ever. I think there's some sort of relative of Cherokee Purple, but what a very, very strange leaf. So I was so relieved, because I was thinking, oh no, I've killed Jazz's favourite tomato. But yeah, I'd be really interested to see what they look like. So yeah, bit of tidying up to do first though. So there we have it, a tour of sorts on a very, very sultry evening in June. See you soon.